ray of sunshine in Sydney there. So let's get all excited on that, hey?
Yeah.
All right, lovely. Really appreciate working mum, running a business, everything else. So really appreciate your time coming on, doing this testimonial for us and for new clients coming on board. So we've got 5 questions to get through. They're standard questions, and I ask all my existing clients the same questions, and everyone's got a different experience. So my very first question is, how long have you wanted to start your wealth creation journey?
Ever since I got into the real estate industry when I was about 20 years old. I saw the wealth and how it's not easy, but you can go and get a job for $100,000 a year, but I can see the more wealth in investing in property and making your money work for you.
Yeah, sounds great. Did you so that's very inspiring for someone at that age. What was it, what you obviously saw that? Was there anybody that motivated you, or did you actually see that for yourself? Because
I actually saw it for myself. I watched my dad work hard. I watched him work 2 jobs, and I just watched him work and work and work. And we were in housing commission, and I was like, well, I've seen my dad work and work and work, and yes, he was able to buy a property because he was made, I don't know whether it was redundant or something like that, so he came into about $40,000. And I saw him buy a property, and I thought, wow, if we can get ourselves out of housing commission, then I'm not going to let my dad down, and rent to me is dead money. So it was a gift, I think, that I ended up in the real estate industry. And I obviously was a property manager for a long time and saw people, bringing in all this money. And I was like, wow. And I actually went to a few seminars. And what I suppose strung a note to me was I saw a picture of 5 houses. And one guy sort of got up on the board and he put the 5 houses up. And he said, you need to buy 5 to 10 houses. He said, you'll never own all of them, but you'll be using other people's money to pay them off and help you pay them off. And I was like, okay. And he kind of said that with Richard Branson from Virgin,
yeah.
He had a light bulb moment, and it's, how can I use other people's money to help build my wealth? And that was sort of a light bulb for me. And those 5 houses or 10 houses, he crossed about 3 or 4 of them out. And he said, you'll never own all of those, but you'll own maybe the first 1, 2, or 3. And I thought, wow, that strung a chord with me. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do. Mind you, I didn't start being sensible until I was about 30 when I met my husband.
Still young.
Yeah. Sorry?
Still young.
Yeah, we started then. And we bought a home, and we bought an investment property at the same time. And I just said, you know what, we'll just deal with it when it comes. We can't solve a problem until the problem arises. And you know what, we might just not go out as much as what we had previously been. So it's just those little sacrifices that now, obviously with the growth, and it feels like, 7 or 10 years is a lifetime away at the time, but then when you actually jump in and do it, and then you see that capital growth, you go, wow, why wasn't I doing this? And I'm going to scream it from the top of my lungs until my children and my nieces and my nephews jump in there, so yeah, I'm passionate now about it. Yeah, that's through experience. And yeah, I suppose it's hard to do it, and sometimes the foresight's hard to see until you actually do it yourself.
Yeah.
And as I said, I didn't have a mum or dad that were doing it. They just, bought one property and worked all their lives to pay it off.
Yeah. Very powerful. I mean, for me, just listen to that. I want to congratulate you for changing that mindset. And obviously, not only were you watching, your dad work hard, and then you actually recognize that shift, that change of psychology. Once he got that 40,000, he then got into the property market.
Yeah.
And you must have felt his energy in the change and the shift in the family arena for that as well, because then it was purpose. You saw the purpose. And it's very powerful. I love what you said about the 5 houses, because what people have got to remember, which is definitely something you saw, and you embraced it. The 5 houses can have debt on, but it's the actual capital growth, and you can sell 2 of those down and pay the 3 off. And that's, it's the power of using other people's money. So brilliant.
I know it actually sounds bad when you say it, but unfortunately that's the way it is with investing. And those people may want to rent, or people who are building, we might need to rent for 12 months to build a property. So it's lots of other people's, their life and their lifestyle choices at the time. And, my kids might want to go and rent in Queensland for a year and go to uni or something like that. I might encourage them to buy, but it may be just an experience. So there will always be someone and a circumstance, where someone's going to rent a property.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so thank you for that. The next question is, what was the main reason that you decided to engage Unlock Your Financial Future to help you with your wealth creation needs?
Sorry, Jack, you're not going to like this, but I can't remember. It was a little while ago, and obviously we weren't in a position at the time. And it was maybe about 2 or 3 years ago now.
We've been on a journey. We have been on a journey.
And
yes.
Someone asked me the question, actually, why did I choose you guys? Where did I find you? And I was like, oh gosh. And to be honest, it could have been from a seminar. I would just go, they offer these free seminars. Just go and educate yourselves. I'm glad, obviously, I somehow bumped into you. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm just being frank and honest. But yeah, as soon as you and Phil came out, I felt very comfortable, obviously, with your advice. And, moving forward and taking your advice to put us in a position to be able to buy. That's something else that I want to, obviously say to these new home buyers is, if you're a new home buyer and you're competing against investors, and you're also competing against people our age that want to buy something in their super, you need to get in there in any way possible.
Absolutely.
Jump in.
Absolutely.
So I'm sorry, I can't remember, Jack.
No, it's all good. Look, and I think we'll just explain, because I think this is very powerful for someone listening, is the tenacity and the patience. And we did meet through a seminar, and you had previously been aligned with another financial planner that your gut feeling just told you not to move forward, and so you didn't. So then you came to my seminar, and everything that I sort of said most really made a bit more sense. But then it took time, because we were self-employed, and we just needed to do a few other things over the years to actually get that serviceability up to the way we wanted it. So we worked with you, we kept in touch, and I think that's really powerful, is communication and working with the client. Sometimes, as much as that client might want to go, it might be better that they hold back and get and basically being self-employed and getting some better numbers and contributing into that super. So and that's what we've done. We've actually had a few years of a relationship, and I suppose that's definitely hats off to you and hats off to me on that as well, that we basically kept those channels open, and you got the end result that you wanted to, which is great. And the timing was perfect for you as well, before all this craziness. Okay, so how would you describe the process in relation to communication, timing, help and support?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, obviously we're dealing with a lot of different people and different companies sort of through the process. A double tick on your behalf, Jackie. I did appreciate you were on the ball consistently. I know you were putting pressure on others. The process in general did run pretty smooth. I only think that maybe when I had to sign those contracts, because Fiona was going away, that maybe that could have run a little bit more smoothly. But in general, as an overall, I was happy with the communication and support that we got through the process.
Absolutely. And you just pretty much, when we do these testimonials, just so people know, basically we do them after settlement, and we are always here throughout the process as well. So, you know, you've got the accountant to do the tax return, because the self-managed super fund, which is what you did a property in a self-managed super fund. So they will be there to help and support you on that tax return and the auditing and everything else. And then you've got the finance as well. And okay, all right. So I suppose the question is, can you imagine if you had to, if you didn't have a team of experts together, what were the main advantages of working with the referral team on your behalf?
I guess there's so many laws I know regarding the self-managed super fund. It's a bit different, obviously, to just going to your local real estate agent and sort of buying your property that way. You've got to do your rollovers, you know, and ensure that every I's dotted, every T is crossed, just to make sure that it's all going well. And I actually felt more confident, even though I do know the settlement process, I do know a lot of the processes. It can be a bit scary when you're dealing with that kind of money. Like, I think transferring, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, as opposed to maybe transferring someone $50 or a deposit, even though it's the same process, it's a little bit shaky when you when you're doing that. To know that there was a team of experts and people doing it every day. Yeah, I definitely would recommend using a professional in this process.
Yeah, I suppose when you see that money land, your super money lands in your cash account, your Macquarie cash account, and then you got to go and then use that for your deposit, because usually
that's what's done behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's usually like 20-30%.
You don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, you don't want to get it wrong. You don't. And I suppose the last and final question will be, you know, would you be happy to recommend Unlock Your Financial Future to existing clients, to new clients, sorry?
Yes, absolutely. I definitely recommend you guys. You know, as I said, most of the process was smooth sailing. I feel confident in recommending you guys. You know, if a family member was looking at, you know, investing in their super through property, then I'd definitely say, look, I've used these guys. I can recommend your services, and yeah, I'm happy with the outcome.
Awesome. And obviously, like I said, alluded to you before, we're here all the long term as well. And I just want to say, you know, one thing at this stage of life for you, married, children, running a business, PAYG, you know, you're juggling lots of things. So I really want to commend you for continuing the journey. Yeah, continuing the journey. Because it's so easy to say, oh my God, life is so busy, but you're still continuing on that journey and creating wealth for you and your family, which is awesome. So, you know, that's brilliant. Love it.
Thanks, Jack.